Hi, everyone. Today, we'll recall the infamous scams in the history of Portugal. This is the story of the Alves dos Reis scam, a tale of deceit and counterfeit banknotes that rocked the nation in the early 1920s. Join us as we delve into the captivating tale of this remarkable nation. In the heart of Lisbon, Portugal, at the turn of the 20th century, a boy named Artur Virgilio Alves dos Reis was born into a world of economic instability and political uncertainty. Raised in a modest household, Artur displayed a remarkable intellect from a young age. His keen mind absorbed knowledge like a sponge, and he exhibited an insatiable curiosity about the world of finance and currency. As Artur grew older, his fascination with currency deepened. He became an avid student of banknotes, poring over genuine Portuguese escudos and studying the intricate security features that made them difficult to replicate. He would spend hours in libraries, devouring books on the art of counterfeiting and the history of notorious counterfeiters who had challenged the system. But Artur was not content to merely read about these criminal endeavors. He was a man of ambition, and he dreamt of rising above his modest circumstances. He believed that mastering the art of counterfeiting was the path to untold wealth. With each passing day, his determination to create the perfect counterfeit banknote grew stronger. Artur was aware of the immense risks associated with counterfeiting money. The penalty for such crimes was severe, often leading to imprisonment for those caught in the act. However, Artur was undeterred. He believed he could outwit the authorities and create counterfeit banknotes so convincing that even the most vigilant inspectors would be fooled. To achieve his audacious plan, Artur knew he needed a team of skilled forgers who shared his unwavering commitment to the cause. He had spent years cultivating connections within the criminal underworld, and he reached out to those who possessed the talents required for his scheme. Among his associates was José Freire, a brilliant engraver with an uncanny ability to recreate intricate designs. Freire's attention to detail would be crucial in replicating the complex patterns found on genuine banknotes. Artur also enlisted the services of José Bandeira, a skilled printer who possessed an intimate knowledge of the printing presses needed to produce high-quality counterfeit bills. With his team assembled, Artur set to work on bringing his grand vision to life. As Artur's network of accomplices expanded, so did the secrecy surrounding their operations. The small, tight-knit group of forgers worked tirelessly in a concealed workshop, dedicated to perfecting their counterfeit banknotes. They immersed themselves in the art of forgery, dissecting the anatomy of genuine Portuguese escudos and replicating every security feature, from the intricate designs to the unique watermarks. The work was painstaking, demanding countless hours of meticulous effort. Each team member had a specific role to play in this criminal symphony. José Freire, with his steady hands and sharp eye, meticulously recreated the fine lines and details that adorned the genuine banknotes. José Bandeira, the printer, adjusted the presses to ensure that the counterfeit bills had the same texture and feel as their authentic counterparts. The operation was a true masterpiece of criminal artistry. But Artur knew that crafting impeccable counterfeit banknotes was only part of the plan. To realize his ambitions, he needed to find a way to introduce these fake bills into circulation without arousing suspicion. He needed a weakness to exploit in the Portuguese banking system. Months turned into painstaking years as Artur and his team toiled in their hidden workshop. The counterfeit banknotes they produced were works of art in their own right. They had managed to recreate every nuance of genuine Portuguese escudos with remarkable precision. Artur, in particular, had become a master of detail. He obsessively studied the genuine banknotes, committing every intricacy to memory. He knew that success would hinge on the smallest of details, the faintest lines, the tiniest watermarks, the texture of the paper. Every counterfeit banknote that left their workshop bore a near-perfect resemblance to its legitimate counterpart. Their counterfeit currency was so convincing that it passed initial inspections with ease. Even experts in the field of banknote authentication would struggle to distinguish the fakes from the real thing. Artur felt a surge of pride and confidence, believing that his plan was foolproof. Artur had created a formidable arsenal of counterfeit currency, but he knew that the most treacherous part of his plan lay ahead. He needed to infiltrate the very heart of the Portuguese banking system, the Bank of Portugal itself. His audacious goal was to gradually replace genuine banknotes with his counterfeit creations, flooding the market with fake currency. To execute this daring scheme, Artur had to find a way inside the Bank of Portugal. Using his charisma and connections, he cultivated relationships with influential individuals within the institution. He played the role of a trustworthy and diligent worker, slowly worming his way into their trust. Through a series of calculated moves, Artur managed to secure a job within the Bank of Portugal. It was a critical step in his plan, as it placed him in the perfect position to carry out his audacious heist. The stage was set, and the performance was about to begin. Working within the hallowed halls of the Bank of Portugal gave Artur unprecedented access to the nation's financial nerve center. He used his position to strategically replace genuine banknotes with counterfeit ones. The counterfeit bills were so impeccably crafted that they passed initial inspections without raising any suspicion. Day by day, Artur continued his covert operation, gradually introducing more and more counterfeit banknotes into circulation. The Portuguese economy began to feel the impact of the influx of fake currency, but nobody knew the true source of the problem. Artur reveled in his secret triumph, convinced that he had outsmarted the system. As the counterfeit currency spread like wildfire, Artur's audacity grew. He introduced larger quantities of fake banknotes into the market, confident that he could replace genuine currency entirely. Greed and hubris clouded his judgment, setting the stage for the downfall that loomed on the horizon. As Artur continued to flood the Portuguese economy with counterfeit currency, rumors began to swirl. Whispers of fake banknotes in circulation reached the ears of the authorities. The Bank of Portugal initiated an investigation into the source of the counterfeit currency, and Artur's meticulously constructed world began to unravel. The Portuguese authorities were determined to uncover the truth, and they left no stone unturned in their quest to bring Artur to justice. The evidence against him was overwhelming, and it was only a matter of time before they closed in on the mastermind behind the counterfeit operation. In 1925, the net finally closed around Artur Alves dos Reis. He was arrested, and his workshop was raided, revealing the extent of his counterfeit operation. The evidence against him was staggering. Countless counterfeit banknotes, printing presses, engraving equipment, and a meticulous paper-cutting setup. The authorities also uncovered a vast network of accomplices who had aided him in his audacious scheme. Artur's trial was a spectacle that captured the attention of the Portuguese public. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence, including the counterfeit banknotes themselves, as well as the equipment used in their production. Witnesses were called to testify against him, including members of his own team who had been apprehended. Artur, once a charismatic figure, now found himself in a dire situation. In the end, Artur was found guilty on multiple charges related to his counterfeit operation. He faced a long list of crimes, including forgery, fraud, and conspiracy. The courtroom, once filled with eager spectators, watched in somber silence as the judge delivered his verdict. Artur was sentenced to a harsh prison term of 20 years. His associates, José Freire and José Bandeira, also faced justice and received lengthy prison sentences of their own. The fallout from the Alves dos Reis scam had far-reaching consequences. The Portuguese economy had been severely affected by the influx of counterfeit currency, and the Bank of Portugal had to take significant measures to restore confidence in the nation's currency. The scandal rocked the country and left an indelible mark on its history, a stark reminder of the potential for greed and deception to undermine the very foundations of society. Artur Alves dos Reis may have been a criminal, but his audacious plan and daring execution left an indelible mark on the history of Portugal. His scam exposed vulnerabilities in the nation's banking system and prompted reforms to prevent such a scam from happening again. As for Artur himself, he served his 20-year sentence and was released in 1945. He lived out the remainder of his life in relative obscurity, a far cry from the audacious figure who had once dreamed of amassing a fortune through counterfeit banknotes. The Alves dos Reis scam remains a cautionary tale, a reminder of the lengths to which individuals will go in pursuit of their ambitions and the devastating consequences that can result from such actions. It is a story of deceit and counterfeit banknotes that continues to captivate the imagination and serve as a warning to those who would seek to exploit the vulnerabilities of the financial system. As you've patiently watched this video until the very end, we hope you've enjoyed our content. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more exciting and informative videos in the future. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching.